Hi viewers, thank you so much for watching my video and to share it with others. A couple of weeks ago, I had the pleasure of chatting with one of my friends who is also a teacher of English about the role of knowledge in English teaching. He argued that skill-based instruction or teaching lacks depth and sophistication. Yes, that textual interpretation are often better taught as discrete knowledge rather than relying exclusively on the delicate attempts of our students. We, the teachers, owe it to them to teach interpretations of text as explicit knowledge rather than teaching them the skill of interpretation. To teach interpretation, we expect the students to be the learners to do the work for them. Teaching for knowledge is not a simple concept in English. This is because we have to work out which and whose knowledge to teach. We want our learners to be free and individual, to produce work of flair and individuality. Let's not take this as an argument against imagination. I think it's a fair to say some learners are good at using what they already know to make interesting inferences and interpretations, and this should be actively encouraged. With this background, let me lead you to skill-based instruction or skill-based teaching. Throughout school and college education, courses are designed around content, that is, syllabi which are developed based on the information the curriculum developers want the students to know. The content is different. The classes have different sets of facts, vocabulary, and concepts pertaining to the content, and students must learn in a short period of time. What skills are students acquiring or learning in these classes? Though they are expected to possess a wealth of information, they are unable to do that even after attending the classes. Skill-based instruction is about planning, implementing, and assessing the skills of literacy. In a classroom where skill-based instruction is going on, much of the instructional time is dedicated to practicing, assessing, and reflecting on the skills. Skill-based instruction moves students towards independence as learners to learn to make meaning on their own. As the learners practice skills, they know how to think critically, analyze ideas, and speak and write with insight and sophistication. The focus is on developing learners into independent thinkers so that they are prepared to choose their careers. The role of an educator in skill-based instruction is simple. They are setting high expectations among the learners, facilitating the skill practice to all the learners in all the possible ways, and supporting the learners of all types, weak, average, bright, and extraordinary. The learners have to be successful. For that, teachers need to become like coaches leading different teams. They must initiate a skill, demonstrate it, and let the learners practice it. After a few weeks, they have to evaluate the performance of learners. Skill-based instruction relies on four elements. First one, precise teaching. It involves directing attention of learners towards a specific learning in a highly structured environment. The focus is on producing specific learning outcomes. Topics and contents are broken down into small parts and taught individually. It involves explanation, demonstration, and practice. Second one, high expectations. It typically refers to any effort to set the same high educational standards for all students in a class, school, or education system. Third one is tactical scaffolding for learning. Scaffolding is a strategy which shares many similarities with differentiation. It refers to a wide variety of teaching techniques and lesson adaptations that educators use to instruct a diverse group of learners with varied learning needs in the same course, classroom, or learning environment. And The fourth and final one is skill practice. It includes carefully explored skill sequences such as interest of the learners, whether it is high or low, and skill tests for assessment based on their practice. All activities are correlated to a skill checklist, and so the learners can focus on areas of need. Now let's move to the features of skill based instruction. There are six features we can discuss. First, learning transferable literacy skills. They draw the central focus which help the learners independently make the meaning from new information. Second, reaching mastery of literacy skills and critical content knowledge. The learners learn through a process of rehearsal and relearning of ideas. Responsibility for learning transfers to the learners over the time. Third, measuring growth and identifying supports. Assessments are used to measure growth and to identify supports to help the learners meet the standard. Fourth, learning through process of analysis, evaluation, application and synthesis. Information is received through a process of analysis, evaluation, application and synthesis. Higher level thinking as defined by Bloom, Costa and Webb is the focus of academic work. Fifth, teaching how to think critically. Learners are taught how to think critically and expected to solve problems on their own. And the sixth and the final one, engaging in authentic reading experiences. Learners engage in authentic reading experiences. They practice various reading skills and explore written and spoken text as readers and writers. Learners seek to understand how meaning is constructed in text. Next, need of skill-based instruction in higher education or in universities. First one, creativity. It facilitates learners to trigger how to be independent and creative. It leads them to move beyond customary and conventional methods and think innovatively. Second one, critical thinking. It enables learners to develop their analytical and critical thinking skills. It helps to focus more on synthesizing, evaluating and applying facts and ideas. Rote learning is completely avoided. Third one, mutual problem solving. It enhances the capability of learners to learn how to work in a productive manner to resolve problems in a mutual way. It promotes strengths and important skills of the learners as a team to achieve their goals. Fourth one, effective communication. Skill-based instruction builds effective communication skills. Attaining competence in oral and written communication is an integral part of the curriculum. Participating in group discussion, debate and presenting a topic are some of the exercises to make the communication skills of the learners to find them in places. Fifth and final one, leadership. It helps the learners to have leadership skills by seeing beyond their self-interest through activities and events. They have to be good listeners and are inspired to organize teams. In short, skill-based instruction is nothing but spending a dedicated, sensible time to teach students how to listen, read, think, write and speak a language. Thank you.